notification bell and never miss a video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Hey guys, welcome back to another video with MegInWhispers. We are here on a summer night. You might be able to hear the crickets softly chirping in the background. But what we're going to be talking about today is how I came to be with Bosco the dog and Osage the cat. So let's start off with Osage, who we actually got first. Now Osage's story starts when he was just a tiny kitten, and he was the son of some barn cats, I believe, in Vermont. And so my brother, he was the one to actually adopt Osage, and Osage lived with him at the Vermont house for probably, I don't know, a year or so, maybe a bit less. And so yeah, Osage grew up at the Vermont house, and he got plenty of time outside, playing out by the stream, in the tall grass, in the garden, in the woods, and that was where he really developed his skill of coming over when you called his name. Because as a kitten, if you called out Osage, he would just come running over to you, and you would kind of like bound and leap through the grass. So that was always an incredibly cute trait of his, and he still does that to this day. If you call him from anywhere in the house in that way, he will come running over to you. So he's very, very sweet in that way. Now Osage came to live with us in Connecticut eventually, and so he was living at our house for, again, probably, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so, I'm not really sure. And at that point in time, I had been researching adopting a dog, and I finally came to settle on Bosco. Now, as far as I know, Bosco was from Tennessee, and he had been found kind of roaming the streets. And when I initially got him, he had been groomed very well, so he was looking quite presentable, but when you looked closer, he really wasn't in the best shape, even though he had been in the rescue scare for a couple weeks and then the foster home for about a week or so. So when I initially got him, he had this, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, he had a very large mole on his head, which I did get removed. He also had a really bad skin tag on his belly, which he would lick at. And so the reason why I got those things removed surgically was not solely for cosmetic reasons. It was because every few days they would open up and begin to bleed, and it was just not a good situation. So I did choose to have the mole and the skin tag removed, and then as soon as I did, he kind of looked like Frankenstein for a while, because like his skin was stitched back up again. But he did eventually regrow his hair, and so he went from having this like bloody bare belly with barely any fur on it to having a very thick, lustrous white coat of thick, dense fur all over his belly, in addition to, you know, his coat all over his body. So now he's very healthy. He has this really beautiful coat. Now when I initially got him, it said on his paperwork that he was a collie mix, but eventually, a couple years later, I realized that he wasn't like a collie husky mix, rather he was actually a Malamute. Now I don't have any like genetic evidence of this, but I have compared pictures of Bosco with like hundreds of Malamute pictures online, and he has a very, very similar like facial structure and markings and coloration and type of coat. Plus he just really loves the snow, so all things considered, I'm pretty sure he's a Malamute. He's also quite vocal when just like playing around with him. At that point, he's very quiet, but when he gets anxious, he does bark and whine quite frequently, you know, in situations like a thunderstorm or when he's meeting a stranger or a new dog, that will come up. So yeah, that is how I adopted Bosco, and the way Osage became quote-unquote mine was, essentially I have been taking care of him myself for the last few months. He is my cat, essentially. Although he does technically belong to Connor, he really gravitates more toward me. And, you know, he sleeps in my room. I feed him. I, you know, clean out his litter box. I pet him throughout the day, and he's really close with me. So they're both really, really good boys, Bosco and Osage. And I am just so happy that they get along so well. Bosco doesn't really have a high prey drive for larger animals. And I know a cat isn't really considered a large animal, but in terms of Bosco, he doesn't really care about cats or deer or squirrels or anything like that. Bosco is geared much more toward tiny animals like flies, bees, and mice. So if he sees a fly, a bee, or a mouse, he is going to try his hardest to go after that. But something like a cat or a bigger animal, he doesn't really mind so much once he's gotten to know them. But if it's a wild animal, he'll just kind of look at it as it walks, you know, by our path, and he won't really mind it at all. So guys, that is the summarized version of how I came to be with Bosco and Osage, and again, they are such good boys. I love them so much. Osage just meowed just now, and he's only a few feet away from me, about to fall asleep. He's kind of like sleepily rolling around, and it is super cute. I'm going to share a picture here of how he looks. Let's see if I can snap one with my camera. We can get a live photo going on here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put that picture into the video so you guys can see my view of him. Alright, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed hearing a bit more about Bosco and Osage. If you're curious about their whereabouts throughout the day, you can absolutely follow me on Instagram at MegInWhispers. I post about ASMR, behind the scenes, and honestly, I mostly post about hiking with Bosco and petting Osage. Those are like my top priorities with that Instagram account. So if you're interested in seeing more of them, more cute photos and silly stories, please go follow me at MegInWhispers and you can learn all about them. Guys, I hope you have a great day or night whenever you are listening to this. And guys, I will see you in the next